Hello everyone and welcome to War in the East 2 in the multiplayer game versus our opponent Nick the Trojan, and this is going to be hot. So we're gonna start the action now this turn. We're gonna start with the Luft phase. That's always the first start in these weekly turns. That first turn obviously starts June 22nd with the beginning of Operation Barbarossa. And we're gonna go in. I won't change anything with the air fleets in the first turn. I will be starting to micro them a bit in the future. I still ain't super familiar with the air war ones. My experience with it has been a bit in the past. So if you have any tips and tricks there, leave it down below in the comments as well. But for now, I will leave them to the AI, and we will try to focus our goals then with the infantry. The first turn, the AI with the planes does a relatively good job and is pretty close to historical, so which is fine by me with the damage it deals. I don't think I could improve that much better with the knowledge I have. So we're just gonna do that. And yeah, the news are situation report. On the 22nd of June 1941, the invasion of the Soviet Union began, opening up the Eastern Front and committing Germany to the two-front war. The Axis powers offensive invading along a 2,900 kilometer front that stretched from the Arctic Ocean in the north to the Black Sea in the south saw the greatest invasion force ever known to mankind. Around 3.8 million men, supported by around 600,000 vehicles and 600,000 horses. At the start of the invasion, 80% of the available Soviet military forces in the West had been deployed on the border that faced Axis territories as the first strategic echelon. The deployment of the remaining 20% was along the Dwina and Dnieper rivers at the second echelon, and was meant to serve as a spearhead to the Soviet counteroffensive in case of the German invasion. At the time of the invasion, the Red Army was in the process of reorganization and modernization. Its capabilities were greatly reduced from the purges of the 1930s, strongly affecting the quality of the officer corps. Moreover, the standing and morale of the Red Army had been shaken as a result of the winter war with Finland. And on the other hand, after the successful campaign that had brought Europe to its knees, the German Wehrmacht had consolidated itself as an experienced army with good training, organization, and an excellent officer corps. The titanic struggle between two major powers and their conflicting ideologies has begun, and it will only end with one of them, when one of them has been completely destroyed. So yeah, hopefully, in this scenario, in this game, that won't be us, and we will bring our strategy up here once more that we started to talk about last turn. So current strategy in the north is relatively humble. I want to get to Nava up here and get that territory, and then I want to get in the south, the Pishkov, and then up to Veliki Luki around here north of Smolensk with Army Group North. And with Army Group Center, also relatively humble. I want to get at least to Smolensk and then to Voronezh, like at least this line, potentially a bit further forward. Vyazma to Voronezh would be fine for me as well. I don't want to push too hard onto Moscow, as we don't want to get stuck in a bloody counteroffensive, and the focus also will be on the south. So most reinforcements will go to the south as well, and that's where we want to get a bit more aggressive than historically accurate. We want to go to Maikop in the early stages, as obviously also that would help out our economy, as that would give us more oil and give us more time in general. There's also a lovely button here where you can show when things were captured historically, if you zoom really close in. And for example here, August 1942. So that would be ahead of schedule. And real life Germans only came up to here to Rostov. Captured it, lost it then again. Were pushed out of it for over the winter. And then came back in July 1942 and captured it again. But yeah, our goal is to go through Rostov in the south and be able to get all the way to Maikop. So that's why our line in the north is a bit humble, but I feel like it should be doable to get to Vyazma and then maybe get a line to Voronezh maybe over Tula. Like, we could get Tula, that would be obviously really amazing. But Vyazma here, down, Orel, Voronezh. Not the greatest defensive territory for a counterattack, but doable. So that is the grand plan. But with that said, let's start the air phase and then let's start the action. Execute air phase. Yeah, playing Nick. Execute the air phase. And let's see what happens. Yes, down here, all the action is happening now. We fly a lot of sorties and we deal a lot of damage to the Soviets in the first turn. As it is supposed to be. 1,823 planes destroyed. Most of them on the ground. We take 30 losses, most of them operational. As we fly a couple of other missions in support of our land units. Over here, you can see all of these are mostly recon missions. Now, land air losses go a bit up now. But their ground losses go up a good bit as well. So 3,700 to 100. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. For turn 2 onward, I will look into the air war more. But yeah, for turn 1, this is fine by me. And here we go. Another couple of strikes. The bar here shows the progress. As this is day 7 of 7. And that's 110 to 3,700. Recon mammal. So, yeah. All of these are extra things that you can change. What kind of mission they fly, ground attack, recon, and so on, which air wing does what. But now we are in the more important part. And that's the ground stage. And now we can turn this off, as all of these obviously were taken early. IRL, they came up to here in week 1. We want to go up to here. And yeah, like they struck through here. We want to go through Riga instead of going through the marshes. These territories here, these hexes, are not great. They are swamps, so yeah, they're not perfect to go through. We also can set up the road network, which we also want to follow. So up to Riga it goes with Army Group North, and that's where we're gonna start. And usually gonna go through now for the rest of this series. We always gonna start with Army Group North and then go through. So Army Group North has the 1st Corps and the 28th Corps, no, 38th Corps, and under the 18th Army. And then there's one more corps here under the 18th Army, which is up here, the 16th Corps, no, 26th Corps. So these are our infantry units up here that will try to support the push towards Riga and mostly make the initial breakthrough and then allow for boxing in the infantry over here whilst securing that no one gets out here. Whilst then the 4th Panzer group here, the 4th Panzer group will make the breakthrough up to Riga and into Riga. So that's the goal there. These units here, which are also under Army Group North of the 16th Army, will push towards Vilnius and then will push in the future towards Daugavpils and Polotsk over here and move towards Veliki Luki. So their plan is to take Veliki Luki, whilst the other 2 formations will push towards Prishkov, Tallinn and Narva until the winter. Depending on how the situation changes, obviously plans will be altered in the future turns, but I'm optimistic we can take Riga this turn. That shouldn't be a problem. Meanwhile, then the next army group will move on towards Minsk, but that's for the future. Let's start the first shot up here versus this security battalion. And it's a relatively big success. We deal good damage there. Against this one, we already I don't want to use a deliberate attack. Yeah. So as you can see, we still take losses, but the damage we deal is heavily bigger than the damage we take. We also have one more core over here that is directly assigned to Army Group North, where we have to decide where we push with it, and I would say we push with it towards the north as well here. So we're gonna move their infantry units, which are the 252nd infantry unit over here. And that one goes in here, takes this position out. 3,000 damaged, 51. That's 10 counts damaged. You can, as you can see, I have that speeded up really fast the combat calculations. You can slow them down a lot as well and see where it then tells you everything that happens. Like if we take message level 5 and then we move this unit up here. The 11 is the amount of action points it has. The 21 is its combat strength for the enemy. It's the one in the rear is the defense. The one in the number in the front is the offense power. Or, as you can see, most of them are around 1 or below 1 actually. Like these are mostly around 0 here. And now if we go here, it shows you support destroyed, and then it shows you a bit more detail depending on the speed you take. You can go down to speed text speed 6, for example, and it shows you the bombers. It shows you mortars hit stuff, bombers hit infantry. That we lose a bit of infantry to the enemy bombardment, as they actually have some airplanes in here. Then that we are disrupted, more bombing, so on, until we in the end get a quick combat situation here as well. But we gotta go up to text match 2 again, and then it's all a lot quicker. This one will engage over here. Will do a really good job. This one is a bit tougher. We will need a hard attack against that. We will the core up here. Oh, I forgot to move the assistant core up north as well. That was a major mistake. Yeah, this one does a deliberate attack. There's 2 different forms of attack: normal, quick attack, and deliberate attack. Deliberate attack takes more CVs, more action points, but is more planned and has a lot more power. So yeah, with that we easily break through here and can overrun the whole situation here. You want to have your commanders in command range all the time. Yeah, the first couple of attacks here with this core were not great. Took a couple more casualties than needed there. So, as I said, I'm not an absolutely expert, and I'm also a bit impatient sometimes with these kind of games. And I don't have everything perfectly planned out, but I don't think Nick is super duper into that as well. We are still a bit more casual about this than maybe some of you are, but still, tips and tricks are welcome so that I can improve my play at least to the level I am fine with. And yeah, but be okay with me sometimes being a bit too hasty, a bit too impatient with things. This core, for example, now needs to move up though, so that the unit up here is in command range, and then it will do the attack here onto the security force. We have a full-on Soviet division in there. Where's the other? Does it not have another? Oh no, this is the core. Do you really only have that division? Seems like it. Huh. Okay, yeah, this is the other core. There's the other 2 divisions. Corps will move up here. Ah, wait, this was the 18th Army. Yeah, so that obviously only had one under it. Okay, this will do a deliberate attack here. Otherwise, we might not break that. Okay, yeah, it was still a pretty successful attack here. For a good amount of bombers. And this core has this unit under it as well. We'll move on here and destroy this formation. Over here, the infantry division of our motorized forces will take out that relatively heavily defended position. I will do a force attack there. Make sure that there's a breakthrough, and then we'll start to clean up the road ahead. Okay, there's a unit still remaining over there. Our headquarters will follow suit. And that should be an easy attack here. Yeah, 35 tanks destroyed. Obviously, most of them Russian light tanks, but our tanks, if you look into one of these tank divisions, for example, like the 6th Panzer, our tanks obviously are also mostly older designs. We have still a couple Panzer IIs, like a good couple, 72 tanks here are Panzer IIs. 160 are Panzer 35Ts, great Czech tanks, with a 37mm gun. And then we have a couple, like 30 Panzer IVs, Panzer IVCs and Panzer IVEs, so all still short barrel Panzer IVs. Other divisions might have some Panzer IIIs attached. We look at 1st Panzer Division. Yeah, here you have Panzer IIIGs, Panzer IVDs, Panzer IVEs. So the performance between two tank divisions is also not the same, because this one here is built around Panzer IIIs for anti-tank with the longer guns, and the Panzer IVGs and Hs. But this one here, the 6th Panther Division is built around Czech captured tanks. The rest was relatively identical. And then we have our motorized divisions, which will help us out to break through here with speed as well. Our other motorized corps with its 1 infantry division will try to help out up here in the north as well. That moves along the road. Would have an easy attack there. We will keep up with our formation. Yeah, that was an easy attack. And we take this rail junction. Rails, super important. Rails also have one major problem for us. Here in the Baltics, the gauge that the Russians and that the Baltic nations and the Germans used is the same, but the Soviet Union used a different rail gauge, with a different distance between the both tracks than the Germans. So the rail network here was not usable for the Reichsbahn, and so they needed to rework all these tracks and make them wider. I think it is. I think I'm pretty sure the Soviets used a smaller gauge difference between them than the Reichsbahn, so they needed to widen the track, and that's what some special units here are for. For repairs on tracks, like over here. Here they are just damaged. Some are undamaged, as you can see. The ones where combat has been done on are damaged. But the FD4 here, Feldbahn Division 4 here, for example, is one of these repair divisions that will try to start helping out with repairing. There's a couple of auto repairs as well with smaller detachments, but we have 4 or 5 of these Feldbahn divisions, and they are super important to get those railways repaired up here, and from the ground off reworked over here. So, and in the rest of the Soviet Union, so that we can get our supplies as far forward. Because supply is also heavily important, as also shown here. Like, this is our base supply More 25%. We have ammunition, 99% currently still, and 110% fuel. If they go down, we obviously will lose a lot of fighting power. And that is obviously far from perfect. Okay. With that said, let's move our next unit over here. This one can move all the way up there. Oh, there's no one over here. Okay. Oh, intel lied to us. The first core moves up. And these units use their last attack here to dislodge a heavily armored position. The other two divisions of this formation will move north here as well. But they won't achieve super much. This one still might actually have an attack here. Might have to check if this is actually worth it though. Yeah, okay, the enemy is super lightly defended there. It's a complete headquarter situation here. So Jelgava Airfield does fall and we get them all. Okay, they don't even run, we just outright destroy them. And that is good, because now the way all the way up to Jelgava and with that nearly up to Riga is free for our tanks to roll. And we're not gonna start with the tanks, we're gonna start with an armored, with a motorized division, the Totenkopf SS motorized division, one of the few SS divisions active from the get-go on the Eastern Front. And we can get them all the way up to Riga. We gotta see what is possible here. Both Panzer Group move up here as well. Headquarters are helping out with better supply deployment if they're on bases. And we can do a deliberate attack on Riga. No, we can't do a deliberate attack on Riga. Okay, that's a shame. We don't have enough activation points with this mobile force. Doing a normal attack is somewhat risky here. Let's risk it. It might be the first failure. No. No. We get Riga. And we have a major success here. And that is great. Okay, this unit cannot move much. And yeah, with Riga taken, that means we can use our other units here now to already strike slightly to the east over here, north of this river. I'm not exactly sure what river that is, but yeah, the Daugava. Yeah, we will move east along the Daugava. Oh, that unit is not there either. Okay. So that is good. Which one was that? Okay. You can move up all the way up here. And in the first turn, it's kind of normal that our tank divisions actually don't fight. Oh, we might want to do an attack over here. Looks like this is still doing a force field. No, this is just seems to be the easiest way. Okay. At least want to go up to this road hex. And then with this one we go slightly north of Riga. Actually, we position this one in Riga. And then we have one more tank division. They actually can strike all the way up here. Okay. Maybe we can even do an attack there. Ah, they are not there. Okay, but that at least gives us some info about where the enemy is. And then this tank formation is the one that moves towards Krustpilz. Yes, here they also have a motorized formation. That maybe can overrun some forces there. No, there's no one here. Okay, its headquarters can follow up to some extent. Can't quite get into range of this. Okay, that is most of Army Group North done. Now only this part here is to be done, which is trying to get to Vilnius. Here we already have a bit of a position, so we're gonna do a bit of a forced attack. And we break through. Here should be easy. Yes. But we can do forced attack here. These are part of Army Group North as well. Okay, that's another core for Army Group North with some Polizei SSI Infantry Division and some 86 Guard State Infantry Division that can help out here in the way. Actually, not the perfect trade here. But these should be... The Polizei one should be... Not quite sure what is in here. Okay, normal rifle squad. Actually, they are pretty fit as well. Experience level mediocre. Nothing special, but also not terrible. And now over here, do an easy attack. Take no losses whatsoever. We can do a follow-up attack here. Disruption obviously goes up. Exhaustion goes up as well here. That is the exhaustion level. That is the readiness level. So multiple attacks take readiness away. You build readiness over terms, especially if you standing still, you reduce your level of fatigue that way as well. And we want to clear that railroad hex over here, so we can move up here, repair this railroad hex already. And we can move up here and repair this railroad hex. And we have one more infantry division. Another corps over here that can really cure this railroad division. Yes, we want to get a possible railroad connection up to Riga ASAP. The further we can get our supply up, the better. And you can only do efficient supply dumps where you have supply obviously. Okay, let's follow in over here in front of Kaunas. Okay. Not sure we can take this attack. I would take this attack with this division over here. It's for sure more efficient than we would have done with a division that already was hella busy this turn. Over here we clean this up. The first division of Army Group Center. That just marches forward and halves the way so that these units don't take too much action points reduction from moving next to enemy units here. And then this one also does a final attack over here and takes this out completely. Can do attacks with multiple divisions as well. But here this is not really the way to go, I don't think. Just yet. Okay. Yeah, Kaunas is ours. Okay, there's enemies there. Our enemy is there. We have a better attack down here south. Okay. Maybe. You're still in range of your headquarter. That was a tough opposition potentially, that's sad. But we crushed that. And this should be relatively easy. Or not. This is actually the first time that we are stuck. Okay. Well, this should be easy. Baltic military district unit is eliminated. Guess we move up this formation all the way up here. And this time we take them out. They didn't attack. Four. Let's to move up. This should be an easy attack. Yes, that one is. We don't have any action points left when we get up there. That is not what I want. Okay. Oh wow. Really don't have any action points left. We do this. And we want to push towards Polotsk and Luganville here and towards Wielaki Luki. We'll go further here. And we'll push on this point as well. No. Okay. So yeah, this is where we end episode 1. Army Group North did its thing. And next one we will do Army Group Center and South in the next episode. So yeah, this turn 1 should be 2 turns. In future turns we might do it in 1 episode. That's the goal at least. In around like 30 to 40 minutes with explaining everything. But obviously turn 1 is insanely important and insanely huge. So we're gonna split this up in 2 turns. And I see you in the next one.